There you go, guys. So, back here again. So, I might set the camera up and, yeah, maybe. I'm going to have a clean up here anyway, have a tidy up, straighten up, because I'm going to be working here a lot more often now, and more regularly. So, this should go, when I mean so quick, it'll be a lot quicker than it was up until last night, which is the video that you've just seen, number 9 or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm going to be here a bit more permanently, so I'll get set up. I'm going to try and have a reorganise around here and have a bit of a clean up. Whether I'll put it in the video or not, I don't know, but I need to have a shuffle around here so I can work without tripping over stuff, especially if I'm going to be here just about every day. So I'll set the phone up, I'll start having a clean up, and yeah, see how we get on. Time for a coffee, I think. And then I'll open that. Get coffee first because I'm dry and I need to wash the just the dust that's floating around since I've been cleaning out. So hopefully still hot water. The milk cup and a couple of snacks in here. Or would have just we drink instant coffee out here. So I don't need sugar, so I don't need that. Let's just put milk in there. So have enough in here for a couple of cups. Lovely. Splash and move. Save that for later. It ain't very hot. So, yeah. No, sure right. It'll be wet. We'll have caffeine in it. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Surprised it went cold in that time. It should last longer than 4 hours. Since I pulled it up out of a boiled jug. Yeah, it was out of a boiled jug. It's a drippy cup. It's a pain in the ass. A different cup tomorrow. That's the coffee gone. Banana. We'll carry on. So what are you guys up to anyway? We'll have a quick look at this Post Macata in a minute, and yeah, open up and have a look. I did a wee bit of research last night, and I got home. Not sure on the exact model, but they apparently make a few different ones. And I think they're American, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The guy that was talking about it was American, but it's not to say they're not made somewhere else. But they're not terribly cheap either. Well, I mean, cheap like here, depending on the model, there's about 2 or 3 different models. It's quite a big one. And then there's 2 smaller variations from what I can work out. The smallest one's about $1,400. Next step up's about 1700, and then the big fella's like almost 3 grand. That's New Zealand. You know, I don't know, 3 grand American might be a couple of grand top sort of thing. Get rid of the banana peel. So yeah. Anyway, just try and set me phone up somewhere better. Might even dig my tripod out and the gimbal and set it up behind me or something, and we'll yank this out of the box. Set up the bench, so we'll get this out of the box and we'll have a quick look at it. I probably won't have a crank play with it today, but when I do, you'll see it on another video. So we'll drag it out of the box and have a look, see what's in there. So it's in a bag. It's pretty cool. Anything else in the box? Nah. Plastic handle. That's the box open and done. So yeah, let's have a look in here. So yeah, this is how it comes packed in the box. I haven't done any more than this. Just open the top of the bag. So I'll set you back up on the stand. That's how she comes. Righty, so we'll drag it out of here. So, what we got in here? Alright, spare, must be, no, must be spare bits anyway. And the tools to change them. Yeah. And then, big long. That's a good length. That is a nice length. Yeah, that is long. That's hugely long. That's handy. No. Nice and made. I'll have to double check to make sure that's the right fitting. Looks like that might have been changed for what we need. I don't know, I wasn't here when it was bought in here. So that's obviously your amperage. So it's the cut master 10mm. Your SL60 torch. But yeah, not a bad looking piece of kit. Quite impressed. Very nice. So at some point in the next couple of days, if I get a chance to use it, we'll crank it up. But yeah, very nice. I can't tell you much more about it because I don't really know. So yeah, just did a quick opening for that, or unboxing. Really nice piece of kit. Quite impressed with how that the torch feels and lots of stuff. So yeah, hopefully at some point we'll get a stand made up to put that on, in the MIG and bottle and everything. At some point we'll get something set up. But now that I've had a bit of a cleaner, it's not quite how I want it yet, but I've sort of done what I wanted to do today without wasting lots of time just cleaning up. But I've had a basic clean up. Still got to sort tools out and stuff like that, but at least I'm not tripping over stuff. You know, I'll sort more tools out. I'll probably bring that drill press round, and there's another little drill press over there. I might drag that from over there at some point in the next few days and plug it in and see if it works. If it works, I'll set it up on a bench somewhere in the corner or whatever, you know, just so it's handy. Mate, so use that for bigger stuff than that for light holes or whatever, you know, we'll just see whether it works. It's just stuff like that, you know, come in handy. But anyway, I'll get to cleaning up some more bits. This socket set, it's pretty rough and rusty. I might give them a blast up too, just to clean them up. Because, you know, it might be handy, but it's pretty awkward to use when it's like that. I actually gave the box a bit of a straighten out, but I'll give it a more of a straighten out. It's pretty bent up. It's pretty rotten in the bottom. I was going to panel beat it and clean it up, but it's really rotten in the bottom. It really needs rebuilt, the bottom of the box. If I feel like it one day or whatever, I might do that, but it's a wee side project, do a bit of a restoration on the box and stuff and give the sockets a clean up. But I'll give the sockets a clean up anyway. Yeah, I was using that sprue for sharpening tools, but it might come in handy, but that really needs new paper and whatever put on it, because I imagine once it gets spinning up, that'll probably fly off. But I'll get that set up somewhere too at some point. Screw it down or bolt it down or whatever. But anyway, we'll get back to it. Right, so anyway, I actually just remembered something I bought. I bought one of these LED lights. I'll grab it. I bought one of these with me from home. I'm going to poke it in here, see if I can hook it up or hang it somewhere with even a bit of wire or something, and just test it in here, see if it's any brighter to see in there, because that light is, we'll say average. I'll stand back a bit. It's pretty average when you get a bit of dust flying around. It's not bright enough. Whether this helps or not, I don't know. It might just make it worse because it's too bright. But we'll give it a try. Poke it in there. Plenty of extension cords around here. I'll poke this out the hole while I've got the vacuum cleaner jammed in it, and I'll see if it's any better. If I can, I might set the phone back up on a tripod and sort of just point it down in there and just see if it's, you can see anything, you know, any areas there, to show you what the difference is. So we'll give it a bash. I've actually got it hanging off that light. Hopefully you can see that up in there. We'll give that a try, just see how that works. It's way brighter. I've still got a few bits and pieces I can throw pieces in there and give it a bash anyway, just see how that works. Because if that's way better to see in there, because it's really dark and dingy if I do it the other way. I'll sit that down there. At least you can see in there. Just so you know what it looks like. I'll show you what I mean, what the difference. That's pretty much what these need, just something like that, I think. Non-plug that light. This one. Right. How long makes it not be on? Right. Like it may as well not be on. It's better than nothing, but really? Now why can't you put, you know, like something like that, screwed to the back, that you can sit there and adjust. You know, like you could quite easily put a couple of freaking bolts through the back of that, have it in there, so you've got to, you know, you could connect that up onto that switch still. Put a decent switch on it or something. But I'll just sit back like that. We'll give that a crack and see what it works like, eh? Holy shit, you can see in there now. Right. Okay. And there. Throw a few bits in there, we'll have a play. finish cleaning that up. And I'll give this a clean up. I assume that's, I don't know, could be for drive shaft or anything. Finish cleaning those bits up. And there's a few little pieces in that yellow tray that you can see in there. I'll set you up in the tripod and I'll point you down here and just, at least you can see what I'm doing. So I've got the phone sitting there now on the edge of the screen, or I might poke it down here maybe. So like you can really see in there with that light. I'll plug the air in and everything like that. It'll probably be noisy in bits and pieces, but at least we'll better see, because I could barely see in there before when you sort of get going. Well, you can, but you can't, if you know what I mean. Like you've got to be really looking and keep the work up close to the glass, I suppose you want to call it. So we'll turn that vacuum cleaner on. Anyway, you get the gist. You can see in there easy. It's dusty, but you can see. So what I'll do, I'll let this settle for a minute, and I'll take that other light down and I'll turn the other one on and I'll show you the difference. Right, so that's the other light on. Okay, you can see in there, but not very well. Turn that back on. Actually, I can actually see more on the phone. I can actually see more on through the phone than I can through actually looking through the cabinet. Funnily enough. But you can tell it's dark in there. But yeah. It's hopeless. Right, let's light off, light on. I'll put the other one back up there. Oh, it's night and day. You know, like, that light's probably 50 times freaking brighter. You can actually see what you're doing. But anyway, I won't bore you with watching that. And, yeah, we'll carry on. Right, so before I sit down and have a quick bite to eat, so, yeah, anyway, yeah, the tool shed in New Zealand. These blasting cabinets are really good. Your factory light is crap. Put something like one of those in there. You know, I don't know, whatever that is. I think it's only 10 or 15 watt LED work light. Okay, obviously not ideal, but I don't know. Whatever that is. 10 watts. LED, just work lamp, cheap generic work lamp. That is like, it's 100 times brighter. You can see in there, you can actually work. You don't have to have your face out against the glass. You can just stand back, look in there and do what you need to do, because apart from that you can't see shit with that other light. But that works quite good. If you had something similar to that, screwed up the back instead of that little fluoro lamp or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, hopeless. Anyway, so you've cleaned up all these other bits. And these are real good media blast, sandblast, whatever you want to call it. You know, I probably still need to pull some of these down a wee bit further and whatever. But yeah, no, that works really good with that lamp in there. I can, you don't even have to stop. You can just keep going. But anyway, I'm going to have a quick bite to eat and make myself another coffee. And then I'll carry on and do whatever. Oh, I sandblasted all these little bits and pieces. I just had a pair of pliers in there and I just picked the piece up and held it, because those big gloves make it very awkward to hold anything. But yeah, we're getting there, getting some stuff cleaned up. Eventually I'll get all these tools and everything, but I've had a pretty good clean up here. I'll get some stuff set up and whatever. Man, that's an epic piece of kit. I can't wait to use it and try it. But yeah, awesome. Anyway, I'll have some lunch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to strip this down and just free it up, and then I'll reassemble it. But I'll just get the pin out of it, clean all that up, make sure it is all clean and free and whatever, and then, because it moves, but I wouldn't say like it's real free or anything. So we'll get all these split pins out, see if we can get this main pin out, sandblast through there gently, give it a quick blow out, and wind all these out, make sure that all these bits, take these off, just make sure they're free and they'll wind in and out. And make sure this adjuster's free. So I'll have a play with that.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, so yeah, I haven't got anything to light the gas plant with, because otherwise I could heat that up and try and free it up. So I won't panic about that today. I'll set that aside and leave that until I can get that end unseized. I'll get a bit of heat and we'll just heat it up gently, because that's solid and obviously it needs to move, so I'll clean up all the stuff when I've got this off. Obviously that ball in there was meant to rub against these, and it's not free, so it needs freed, I guess. I'm not really sure. One of those things too, I might have to just put a little bit of gentle heat in there, maybe just get a punch and just gently tap it and see if we can get it to free up, get it working again. But I'm not going to force things, because like I can't go to a parts place and buy one. So you have to be gentle. Right, what else can we play with for another hour or so? Can dig some more parts out and sandblast them, I suppose. That's about all I can do at the moment until I figure a few more things out. Obviously, I can probably work out these brake levers and bits and pieces all bolt on and bits and stuff, but we could have a quick look. Whatever we look and see where this goes. Or see if I can see where it's meant to bolt on. So we haven't looked at the car for a bit. So, in behind the steering column there, in that, what do you want to call it? That cross member. I reckon those 3 bolts bolt in those holes. In there, well, I'm guessing in one of those lots. So what we might do is we might just loosely poke that in there, see if that's where it's meant to be, and poke it up through the floor and just see if that's kind of where it's meant to be. Yeah, just one more little puzzle, I suppose. So I'll set the phone somewhere. I need to do something with this nut and bolt. It's get to there and then it won't go any further. It's actually, you can see there, it's got quite a bit of shit in that thread or damaged or something. So I'll give that a light sandblast and see if it'll clear and free up. And obviously give the nut a bit more of a sandblast. See if we can clean that up. I got that bolt cleaned up. Whatever, so it spins on there nice now. That sandblast, you only got to blow it across there and just clean all the crap out of the threads, and like, you could use a wire wheel on a grinder or bench grinder or whatever you want. Whatever you've got access to, basically. I haven't got a wire wheel here of any description, I don't think, yet. But that's cool. That thing's badass, man. You crank it up, you turn it off, and it's still spinning 15 minutes later. When I was walking past some bits and pieces before, and I was actually trying to find something to use as a punch before. I spotted a couple of old tools in a bucket that were quite rusty. So what I did is one of them was this wood chisel. One of them was this wood chisel that was lying in a bucket that was quite rusty. So when I gave that bolt another sandblast, because this was really quite rusty, so I gave it a quick blast, and the end of it was all damaged. So I spun that up and run that on the end of it. And far out, yeah. That was, and it was done, and just quickly run it across the back edge just lightly, just to take any burrs off, and yeah. But man, it was still spinning 15 minutes later. So yeah, She got some inertia behind her. But what else am I going to do today? I need to figure out on that pedal what that. It's obviously it's got a spring that goes in there. I need to figure out the spring and what that attaches to, or whatever that's attached to be honest. Actually, it might be rods, and for that, that's obviously, yeah, it could be too. It's not have a spring on it. It'll be back brake pedal, because it's only got back brakes. So it'll be all rods and linkages. Yeah, I was thinking that would have had a spring on it or something like that to help pull it back a bit. Yeah, so it'll be back brakes, so it'll be rods and levers and whatever else. So at some point I'll get that sorted. I might go have a wee dig over in all the bits. I know there's a whole heap of like shafts and bits and pieces. They're all for the brakes and stuff, so I might get all that stuff clicked together over the next couple of minutes. And I'll find what I can find, and over the next couple of days I'll give that a clean up and I'll see if I can assemble it underneath the car and work out how that brake system works. It might be worth doing, because it's got the bands that go around the outside of the back brake drums, and then it's all levers and whatever. So yeah, that might be interesting to work out, so we can figure that out and clean all that stuff up, because I'm assuming that's a brake pedal, but I don't know. One will be brake, one will be clutch, and then assuming normally a lot of those old cars, the gyrator was in the middle and the brake and the clutch were on the other side, on each side. So I know Dad's rugby was like that, or Durant, or Continental, or Star. They were all called all sorts of things depending on which country they're in. But yeah, I know that the accelerator pedal, the gas pedal on that is in the centre between the brake and the clutch. So yeah, we'll work all that crap out probably next time. So I'll sort out some bits and pieces if I get any more sorted out in the next few minutes. I'll show you another video, another wee clip, but yeah, that might be the end of it today, might not be. So I'm getting close to the point where I need to start closing doors and packing up, like in the next half an hour or so. So I'll go have a hunt and see if I can find some bits. Right, so far from these bits, which I assume are all brake stuff, not 100% sure about that, but this looks like it's all brake stuff. I need to find, there's some rods and bits and pieces over here. So I'll move that troll out of the road. There's these bits, which I'm pretty sure are all part of it. If they're not part of it, they're something to do with other bits. This bit, I'm pretty sure is something to do with brakes. That may not be. It may be, I don't know, something else. Worst comes to worst, I can, if I have to, I can crawl underneath that other old girl and just see how that's set up. So yeah, I'll just have a bit of a poke around, like, there's lots of other bits and pieces here that are not part of it, but there's the clutch and flywheel, the bow housing, the diff head, pumpkin, whatever you want to call it, gearbox, the headlights, starter and lots of stuff. So I was just looking for other rods and bits and pieces, but I just can't see anything here that I can sort of just jump out at me that look like they should be part of brake stuff. These here are brake So like, they look like they're being cleaned up at some point. But we'll give them another clean up, make sure that they are clean and free. Yeah, I don't see anything else here. That just jumped out at me. But, you know, like I can piece this together and see. Well, that's obviously the brake bits. The shoes, what do you want to call them? Bands. It'll be bands, I guess, because they go around the outside, not on the inside. So, I will clean that stuff up tomorrow. Whether that's in this video or not, I don't know. Might be in the next one. And I'll start, see if I can work out how that's meant to go together. But like I said, I can crawl underneath that other old thing if I have to and have a bit of a look. Or see if I can poke my nose in there and have a look. Not it's going to be that easy because it's down on its guts and in the long grass. Fortunately we don't have snakes and all that sort of stuff here, but there's still spiders. But yeah, we'll clean some of that stuff up, see what else is, see if there's anything else that's floating around that looks like it's meant to be part of it, and poke my head underneath there and see if I can work out where it's meant to be or what it's meant to be. But anyway, I think we'll call that for now. I'll start closing up some doors and bits and pieces and turn lights off, and yeah, we'll keep puddling away, I guess. Alright guys, we'll catch you later on.